People today have an abundance of connectivity. We're connected through social media and banking apps and travel apps and all sorts of things, and it's generally available in the palm of your hand. What we don't always have a lot of is time, and nobody feels that more than today's doctors. Doctors who are constrained by having to see more patients and sometimes getting paid less to do it. So the problem then becomes, how do we get more of that time back? And I have today Dr. Gavini with me to speak about Hilo and the ways that Hilo can save an office time in their workday. Dr. Gavini, thank you so much for joining me today. You, of course, are a pediatrician and you specialize in ADD and ADHD treatment. Is that correct?
That's right. Yes.
Tell me how long you've been involved with Hilo.
I was introduced to Hilo about 3 months ago, and we've been using it ever since. We like the product very much.
Which features are you most excited about?
Well, at this time we use the appointment scheduling. So most of my patients are aware of the Hilo, and some of them are using it. It was slow to begin with, then it picked up quite nicely. We have at least 10 to 12 patients making appointments every day on Hilo.
Was that a scary proposition for you? Was there any concern with you over what that change might look like or how it would affect your office?
Not really, because we have been using an online scheduling program for the past 17 years. So my patients are quite accustomed to that, and also they sort of expected me to continue doing that. So when we found that eCW has the Hilo product, we like to try that and see how it would fit in our practice, simply because it is an integrated product with this eCW and is so easy to administer. For example, in the past, when we were using the online products for the appointment scheduling, we had to have dual schedules that we need to integrate, synchronize pretty much manually, which is very time consuming, and then you have a tendency to have errors and duplications and so on. Whereas with the Hilo, it's a seamless process where the appointments are either requested or made by the patients, and then we approve that and confirm that, click of a button.
1 click? 2 clicks? How many clicks would you say?
A couple of clicks.
A couple of clicks, not many, is that what you're saying?
No, it's very fast, very easy.
Now you said that through Hilo, your scheduling and online scheduling component of it is now integrated with what your office does. Was there a big change that needed to happen in terms of your scheduling? Did you feel the effects for a while, or?
Not really. We were somewhat used to these kind of products in the past, so it was easy for my staff and for myself and my patients to accept it.
And what's been the biggest effect of using Hilo?
A couple of things. One is its convenience factor. The patients can do this at their own convenient time rather than when we're open, and also sometimes it's difficult to go through our telephone system. They're put on hold, for example, so it's a lot more difficult to make an appointment physically by dialing the number. It's more time consuming and it's not at your convenience. And you know how putting on hold is not a pleasant thing for us, And sometimes it can be minutes or it can be tens of minutes, which is not pleasant.
I think it all depends on how good your hold music is, though.
Well, many times it's not that good.
Now, the scheduling feature, is the workflow difficult? Tell me about the workflow.
Well, ideally we should be able to define a lot through Hilo, but the Hilo product at this time, I don't think it's completely evolved, but we have to understand, I have some background as a developer of these programs, because I developed some software programs which are online right now running. It takes evolution and it takes advancement in time to improve the usage of the program, over the time. So I think in the next upgrades, which I was promised within the next few weeks, it's going to be a lot more features where you can well tune and define how many patients you can book in 1 hour and how many new patients you can book in a day, those type of things.
And appointment scheduling is not the only thing that you use through Hilo, right? I mean, there's some other features that you're making use of.
Yes. After we implemented the appointment scheduling part, we had the information about the messenger, which is a product that's recently introduced, and we started using that. And that also is quite beneficial to my practice by sending the automated text messaging and email messaging to all the patients that are due to come in ahead of time. These messaging go on, and I would get a report of who is informed, who is not. So my no-shows have decreased quite a bit because of this.
Any kind of numbers associated with that?
Again, it's kind of hard to put the numbers right now because it's we used it only for a couple of months. We haven't really went through statistically to find out the right numbers, but approximately I would say we're able to reach about 80% of the upcoming appointments, and the other 20% we sometimes manually dial them and call them still.
And you said there was a reduction in no-show rate. What kind of change have you seen there?
Oh, we used to get about 2-3 no-shows because before Hilo, the messenger product, we could not physically make those calls, all of them. So we were having 2 or 3 no-shows per day, and that has gone down to significantly to 1 or 0.
It's quite an improvement, and
Yes.
of course that affects the bottom line and
Oh, it does.
everything there.
It
So
does.
that's a good return on investment.
It's good for patients too because I specialize in ADD, so most of my patients do forget because that's the nature of the illness. So by reminding them this way, and the advantage here is that the program incessantly goes after them. They send the text, they send the email, they send the actual telephone call, so until they get them. But sometimes, in spite of that, we can't reach them. So.
Join us in Nashville, Tennessee for the 2015 eClinicalWorks National Conference, October 16th through the 19th at the Gaylord Opryland Resort. Join over 4,000 eClinicalWorks clients just like yourself as we take the national conference to new heights. Our event schedule in Music City is jam-packed from start to finish, kicking off with a keynote and product showcase by CEO Girish Navani at none other than the Grand Ole Opry. Follow that with over 120 breakout sessions, on-site support and training centers, and an exhibit hall with the latest and greatest in eCW innovations. Don't delay. Register today and take advantage of early bird pricing until August 14th, and make your room reservation soon as space is limited. We can't wait to see you at this year's conference, where we'll be kicking up our heels in Nashville, Tennessee.
With these features, how do you let your patients know that they're available?
Well, with the messenger, it's a no-brainer because the program does that for you. Basically, they helped me at the time of installation with the message, what message that need to go to the patients, and after that, the program automatically sends these messages. Whereas with the appointment scheduler, we had decals and some stick-on things for the office to remind the patients that we have this product. And we also were provided by a code that we could put it on our website, and I have a couple of websites of my own. And in those websites, we have a very distinct blue color text box there saying that you can make appointments here by clicking. So by clicking that message, they're able to get through the Hilo without any problem. So.
Yeah, I see that some of the marketing material is here, and I mean, we're even wearing
Right.
some of it here.
Yeah, right.
So what I think you were saying is that on your website or websites, you've inserted some code that was given to you by the Hilo team
Correct.
to make that easily visible. So that's fantastic.
That's a very simple process too, that the code is, I simply gave the code to my programmer and it took him a few minutes to put it in there.
So how easy is it for your patients to access this appointment scheduling feature?
It's very, very easy because there are two simple ways they can get to this. One is to type in healow.com, that is healow.com, and from there they put in my name and my appointment scheduler pops up. And if more than one Gavini is there, then of course those will pop out too. But I like the other way, which is to go to my website, and the Hilo team has provided me with a code that I put in my website at the text box that says click here to make an appointment. And by doing that, the code allows them to directly get to my schedule without any additional typing.
Have you gotten any new patients through this, or is it only existing patients?
That I cannot answer because it's technically possible I did, because Hilo allows that. When you go to healow.com and you type in a pediatrician or whoever you want, the available pediatricians in the area would pop up, and then you can technically pick up whoever you want. But in our case, we did not keep track statistically who is coming from where, which we should, but with all the other things and meaningful use, we don't have time to do that.
It sounds like you still have a lot on your plate, even with these
Oh, absolutely.
enhancements.
Recently, since last 2-3 years, a tremendous amount of burden is placed on doctors regarding the amount of paperwork. Even when you're doing the electronic medical records, I still call the paperwork because you still have to type in certain things and create so many reports and be responsible to all these healthcares, hundreds of healthcare companies, insurance companies that require various different things from doctors.
So, Dr. Gavini, had some success with the implementation of this Hilo project. What is your next project?
Well, with the eCW, they are very innovative, and they came up with this kiosk project recently, and I'm very, very interested in pursuing that. And that is my next implementation, because every time you do that, you automate, and it improves the efficiency in the practice and creates more convenience to the patients, and then take out some possible errors in transcription. And when the patients are doing their own demographics, it's more likelihood that they won't make any mistakes in putting their own address and telephone number.
Would it be fair to ask if you have noticed time savings after using the Hilo appointments and after using the Hilo Messenger features?
Oh, definitely. Yes, Messenger, they charge us some money, but the charges are very reasonable. And when I look at the amount of work being done by these robots, literally it's a robot, telephone robotic machine. You can't beat that by doing a manual call-ins to the patients. So that improves the no-call patients, it drops them, and then improve the bottom line for the practice. So each and every one of these items I find that is, make my employees happy and make me happy because it's more efficient and is economical.
Dr. Gavini, thank you so much for meeting with us today to speak about your time and money-saving usage of Hilo. If you'd like to learn more about Hilo, you can do so on my.eClinicalWorks.com, and you should also check out more of our podcasts on either our YouTube page or download us on iTunes. With the eClinicalWorks podcast, I'm Adam Salati. Thank you so much for joining us.
This broadcast and its contents are the sole property of eClinicalWorks and are protected by federal law and international treaties. You are strictly prohibited from making a copy of, modification of, or form of rebroadcasting or re-encoding this broadcast without prior written permission from eClinicalWorks Public Relations, except as may be permitted by law. This broadcast is provided for informational purposes only. It is intended as a personal, non-commercial use. Product specifications are subject to change without notice. Please contact eClinicalWorks Public Relations with any questions. eClinicalWorks V10 EHR is ONC HIT 2014 edition certified as a complete EHR. eClinicalWorks V10 CC 2014 955447-1.